I want to tell you about the 3 years I spent questioning my own sanity. 3 long years of wondering if I was losing my mind, and how one single conversation changed everything. If you've ever felt like you're going crazy in a relationship, I need you to stay with me, because this story might just save your mind. It didn't happen all at once. There wasn't some big explosion that shattered everything. It started small, quiet, subtle. I'd remember a conversation one way, and she'd swear it happened differently. At first, I doubted myself. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I misunderstood. That's normal, right? We all get things wrong sometimes. But then it happened again and again. I'd write things down just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. I'd save texts, jot notes in my phone, anything to hold on to what I knew was real. But when she found out, instead of understanding, she said I was being obsessive, paranoid, too much. And that became the pattern. 3 years of this. 3 years of being told I was too sensitive, that I always misunderstood, that I had a terrible memory. Here's what I didn't understand at the time. This wasn't just about disagreements. This was something darker, something called gaslighting. Gaslighting isn't just lying. It's not just denying the truth. It's strategic psychological manipulation designed to make you doubt your own reality. The gaslighter doesn't simply say, "I didn't do that." They make you feel insane for remembering it. They don't just attack your memory, they attack your sense of self, your credibility, your instincts. Why? Because a person who doubts themselves is easier to control. Let me show you how it looked in my life. She'd make plans for Saturday. I'd clear my calendar, get ready, look forward to it. Then on Friday night, she'd suddenly say, "We never made plans." When I pulled up the text messages to show her, instead of admitting it, she'd flip it back on me. "You're being controlling. Just because I said something doesn't mean I can't change my mind." Another time, I put on a shirt I really liked. She looked me up and down and said, "You're seriously going to wear that?" I felt embarrassed, so I changed. Later, when I mentioned how it hurt, she laughed and said, "I was joking. You're so sensitive." Another night, we got into an argument about money. I distinctly remembered her saying something about splitting expenses. The next day, she swore she'd never said it. When I reminded her of the exact moment, she looked me dead in the eye and said, "That never happened. You made that up." These weren't rare moments. This was daily life. And it's the repetition that breaks you. One incident you can brush off, but dozens, hundreds, over 3 years, I started to believe her. I thought maybe I really was too sensitive. Maybe I really did have a bad memory. Eventually, I stopped trusting my own thoughts. I stopped trusting my own feelings. And the scariest part, I started apologizing for things I didn't even do just to keep the peace. The turning point came when my sister visited. She was in the room one day when a conversation spiraled into another round of confusion. I remembered exactly what had just been said, but within minutes, my partner was already denying it, twisting it, making me feel like I was insane for even bringing it up. Later, my sister pulled me aside. She looked at me and said, "I just watched her tell you that you misunderstood something I clearly heard her say. That's not normal." That one sentence shattered the fog I'd been living in. Because here's the thing, gaslighting is powerful because it isolates you. You stop trusting your gut, you stop trusting your memory, and eventually you stop reaching out to others. But when someone you love and trust confirms your reality, suddenly you see it for what it is. 3 years of confusion made sense. I wasn't losing my mind. I wasn't broken. I was being systematically trained to doubt myself. What I learned about gaslighting after that, I started learning everything I could about gaslighting. I discovered that it's one of the most common tactics in toxic relationships, not just romantic ones. It happens between parents and children, between bosses and employees, even between friends. Gaslighters thrive on control. They keep you questioning yourself so you won't question them. And the longer it goes on, the more damage it does. Gaslighting erodes your self-esteem. It makes you second-guess your decisions. It keeps you walking on eggshells, terrified of saying the wrong thing. It convinces you that the problem is you, when the problem has been their manipulation all along. Signs you're being gaslit. So how do you know if it's happening to you? Here are some red flags I wish I'd recognized sooner. You constantly second-guess yourself, even about small things. You apologize all the time, often for things that aren't your fault. You feel confused after arguments, unsure of what actually happened. You stop sharing things with friends or family because you're embarrassed or afraid they won't believe you. You start thinking maybe you're too sensitive or crazy because that's what they keep telling you. If these feel familiar, it's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. How I rebuilt myself. Once I recognized it, the healing process began. And let me be clear, it wasn't overnight. Gaslighting leaves scars. Even after I got out of that relationship, I still caught myself doubting my own thoughts. I still replayed conversations in my head, wondering if I was wrong. But slowly, I learned a few things that helped me rebuild. Trust your gut. If something feels off, pay attention to that feeling. Your instincts are not lying to you. Document everything. Keep notes, texts, emails. This isn't obsession, it's clarity. Stay connected. Isolation makes gaslighting stronger. Talk to people you trust. Let them help you check reality. Set boundaries. Healthy people don't make you question your sanity. They don't punish you for remembering the truth. Get support. Whether it's therapy, community groups, or even online spaces, healing is easier when you don't go through it alone. Looking back, I wish I could tell my past self, you're not crazy, you're not broken, you're being manipulated. So if you've been living in that same fog, hear me now, you are not crazy. If someone constantly makes you doubt your memory, your feelings, or your perception, that's not about your mental health, it's about their tactics, and you deserve better. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. Drop truth in the comments if you've ever experienced this. And subscribe for more reality checks that might just save your sanity.